Hello everyone, we are Laurien, Lode, Nannerli and Tuur. B7. At the start of this project we conducted extensive desk research about the three major topics. We came across several interesting problems, but there was one that stood out. Loneliness. To get a clear understanding of the context we created a context map. This guide map gives an insight into loneliness in hospitals, poor environments, different cultures, elderly and youngsters. As a result of the context map, we chose to tackle the problem of loneliness within the elderly community. Loneliness in the elderly community is a serious problem. Just looking at the most recent statistics highlights this problem once again. We can see that as one gets older, one experiences more loneliness.
After conducting interviews and a survey, we filtered all this information into vectors and themes, which we visualized in our rich picture. We've split this up into the visible and the invisible topics. First, we can walk along the visible roads. This contains the environmental issues, the more digitized communication, the activities going on, and physical decline. Oh, wait, go back to the split, because there's also an invisible road. This includes their psychological health, belonging needs, and social needs. From our insights, we've been able to define three main themes: sense of purpose, sense of worth, and sense of belonging. Creating an empty map helped us visualize what we wanted to achieve in an ideal scenario on a mental, cognitive, and physical level. At this point, our mission was connecting elderly people with their surroundings through interactions to obtain a more social lifestyle. From this, we created our design requirements, giving sense of belonging, creating a lower interaction threshold, stimulating and engaging them, building confidence and independence, providing a familiar interface and clear structure. Also linking to the home environment, focusing on positive design and creating a social space to resort to. From these requirements, we created a lotus blossom, which helped us to start our brainstorm.
Out of the brainstorm, three concepts were created. The first concept is about creating a physical connected community within the neighborhood context. The elderly people in the neighborhood would receive a tangible digital calendar, which is linked to an app that would be used by the other people in the neighborhood. When someone schedules an event in the application, this event will appear on all the calendars, including the physical ones. By means of tangible tokens, they can view the appointment and then indicate whether they want to participate in the activity or not. The second concept is about an elderly activity bus. When the elderly subscribe to the touring bus, they receive a device. On set days, the bus will pick up the elderly and drop them at the location of an activity. Before the bus gets close to the house, the device will start making noise. The elder puts a green disc on the device if he wants to participate, and if not, a red one. At that moment, their location is added to the bus driver's GPS map, and he knows that he has to stop at the elder's house. The bus has a cozy interior, which encourages them to have social interaction with each other while traveling. The third concept is a service system where the elderly are brought together with animal shelters and families that adopt a dog. The elderly can register as the foster grandparents of a dog of their choice in the shelter. They receive basic group lessons to learn how to interact with dogs, go on walks, and interact with the other elderly that are part of the community. After these lessons, they can temporarily take the dog home for foster care. When a family wants to adopt a dog, they are informed that this dog has a foster grandparent, and if they temporarily can take care of the dog, they can leave him with them. And then our final concept became a combination of number 1 and number 3. We could use the handy calendar for the communication between the shelters, the foster grandparents, and the new family of the dog.
So how does our concept work? Well, the user journey is divided into three main phases: awareness, preparation, and use. In the awareness phase, we try to make lonely elderly people aware of our system and gain their interest. Next, we prepare the foster grandparents and families for the actual use phase by enrolling the elderly in a short training program at the animal shelter. After this, the family goes through the dog adoption process while getting to know the foster grandparent. When the adoption process is complete, the users start to use the system. This is a repeating loop in which they arrange exchanges of the dog through an interactive calendar and an app. But don't worry, this will all become more clear in the video. So next we created the touchpoint matrix, which was useful to find opportunities to improve our concept. For example, how do we facilitate richer interaction than just handing over a dog? Or can we design the calendar in a very positive and engaging way? These points will help us in the upcoming weeks to develop our concept. So finally, we created the business model canvas. In the model on the right, you can see our key partners, which are the Flemish government and animal shelters. Also our key users, the foster grandparents and families, and the relationships between them. So Grandpa acts as a facilitator of the system to make sure the Flemish government has a healthier population and animal shelters have more customers and thus more breeding room. So without any further ado, I present to you our user scenario video, which tells the story of Janine, Aslan and Mark, who is the father of the adoption family. Enjoy!
With our PSS, we aim to lower the level of loneliness with elderly people by letting them enjoy the company of the dog once again, socializing with other elderly within the program and giving them a sense of family. Shelters and families profit from our system because more adoptions will take place and families can now eliminate one of the biggest reasons not to adopt a dog. Thanks for listening everyone and see you soon.